In the year 1895, a quiet tragedy unfolded in rural France. 11-year-old Gabrielle Chanel sat by her mother's bedside, watching the only warmth in her life fade away. Her mother, just 33, slowly slipped away from tuberculosis, and with her went the only real love Gabrielle had ever known. For most children, this would be the beginning of grief. But for Gabrielle, it was the beginning of survival. After the funeral, her father appeared briefly, only to abandon her and her sisters at a cold, stone convent in central France. He promised to return, but he never did. The convent wasn't home. It was discipline, silence, and cold floors. Run by nuns and housed in a former medieval monastery, it was a place where orphans lived a life of austerity. 2 identical dresses, no luxuries, and food as plain as the stone walls. But Gabrielle had something no one could take from her: imagination. One day, she stumbled upon forbidden treasure. Romance novels by Pierre de Courcelles, smuggled in, hidden from the nuns. Each story told of poor girls, unloved and overlooked, who rise into grand chateaux and ballrooms by sheer fate and cleverness. Gabrielle devoured them. Page by page, she didn't just read them, she became them. In those books, she wasn't a forgotten orphan. She was destined for something more. At 18, she left the convent to attend a boarding school where she trained as a seamstress. But fate had other plans. In that small town, Gabrielle discovered the theater. The costumes, the lights, the transformation, it all captivated her. She took the stage name Coco and dreamed of becoming an actress. She tried singing, dancing, acting, but as she stood beneath the lights, she realized something hard. She didn't have the talent to become a star. So, she changed the script. Coco set her sights on another world. The courtesans, women who lived freely, financed by powerful men. Among them, she met Etienne Balsan, a wealthy aristocrat who invited her into his chateau. It was a life of luxury, but not for her. While the upper-class guests dined in opulence, Coco was still seen as the entertainment, a distraction, not an equal. She rode horses, watched the women, studied their lives, and once again, felt restless. One day, Coco walked into Balsan's room and borrowed his clothes. Not out of mischief, but out of rebellion. She paired his shirts with her skirts, wore his tweed jackets, topped it all with a straw boater hat. It was daring. It was masculine. It was completely unheard of, but it felt right. In those borrowed clothes, Coco discovered something bigger than style. She felt freedom. No corsets, no tight dresses, no delicate hats pinned into coiffed hair. She was comfortable, confident, and powerful. Other women noticed, first with envy, then with admiration. Soon, they were asking for hats like hers, clothes like hers. Even Balsan, intrigued, introduced her to his tailor. Without knowing it, Coco Chanel had just started a revolution. With Balsan's help, she set up shop in Paris, just making hats at first. But then came Arthur Boy Capel, a charming Englishman who believed in her vision. Together, they launched her first clothing line. Loose jersey fabric, androgynous shapes, clothes that moved with the body, not against it. It wasn't just fashion, it was philosophy. In the seaside town of Deauville, she opened a boutique. There, Coco shocked the world again, by swimming. At a time when women didn't even go near the water, Coco designed her own swimsuit and made a splash. Literally. Then came the cardigans, the cropped hair, the minimalist style. Where others saw rules, Coco saw opportunities. And where fashion had been rigid, she made it breathe. But Coco wasn't done. She wanted to bottle her essence, to create something invisible, yet unforgettable. In 1921, she launched Chanel No. 5. No flowers, no poetry, just mystery. It smelled different on every woman. It was modern, clean, abstract, like nothing else on the market. She named it simply No. 5. And in that moment, a new chapter began. Then came the war. Coco closed her store, stayed in Nazi-occupied Paris, and aligned herself too visibly with the enemy. When the war ended, she was disgraced. France turned its back. Coco fled to Switzerland in silence. Many believed it was the end of Chanel, but Coco Chanel wasn't done yet. In 1954, at the age of 70, Coco returned. The Paris fashion world laughed, called her designs dated. The press dug up her Nazi past. But Coco didn't flinch. She had her sights set elsewhere, on America. and America fell in love. Soon, the world followed. When First Lady Jackie Kennedy wore her suits, Chanel was reborn, elegant, iconic, unstoppable. But perhaps the most revolutionary thing Coco Chanel ever did was give her style away. While other designers fought to protect their creations, Coco let anyone copy her work. She invited women to bring their seamstresses, encourage replicas. To her, spreading beauty was power. Influence mattered more than profit. She wanted her designs on every street, on every woman, no matter her class. It wasn't about money. It was about legacy. From an orphan girl abandoned in a convent to a woman who rewrote the rules of femininity. Coco Chanel never followed fashion. She was fashion. She didn't just change clothes. She changed what it meant to be a woman. Thanks for watching. If you found Coco Chanel's story inspiring, hit like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments who you'd like us to cover next.